Hello everyone, it's Jonathan from the road to mental wellness.com, the wellness blog, and the author of the brand new book, The Road to Mental Wellness. Just wanted to jump on here today to say thank you to everyone who's purchased the book so far. It's been an amazing response, far better than I anticipated, and the feedback has been even better. So I wanted everybody to know in video format that I'm truly humbled. This book here walks through my entire life from the time I was a young fella till recent, where I've struggled with post-traumatic stress after serving a significant 15 years in the fire service. So it's really amazing how it came together, and I had an amazing team behind me. No one ever does anything alone. And for my own personal journey, in regards to having the book completed to fruition, is the amount of time that it took to just write it. When you're in between major depressive episodes and traumatic nightmares, and taking significant periods of time out of life in general, a book can be somewhat of an undertaking. But at the same time, this book became very therapeutic for me, the writing process of it. And it all happened when I really went off work and was in limbo and wasn't sure where my life was going to go or how it was going to go. And so I always wanted to figure out human behavior, as I'm absolutely fascinated by the animal known as human. And so it really came about by trying to figure out where I had gone wrong. And with that in mind, I don't really think it's fair to say that I went wrong. I think it's fair to say that circumstances beyond my control derailed my life, and that's quite a bit of a different matter. So I just wanted to shed some light on how sometimes we feel. Sort of a punishment model, I guess, that we use when we have mental illness. You're always like, myself anyway, kind of in limbo in terms of occupation and all that, and that for myself drives me crazy. But again, I have to remind myself sometimes, hourly, that I didn't really choose this path, and so therefore I should stop beating myself up over the fact that I don't feel as productive as I should be. With that said, even though it wasn't something that I bargained for necessarily, it's also despite that, it is my responsibility, and I would wager that it would be your responsibility as well, to ensure that you do whatever it takes to get well again. And that's one of the things that I like about my book, and I'll just put it up here again, The Road to Mental Wellness, because in it chronicles my lifelong battle, but it also chronicles how I went to war with mental illness and how I had managed it well for so many years. And that said, it's basically boils down to do whatever you have to do to make it work. I understand that could be a serious undertaking, and that looks different for other people. So I'm not saying that that you're not giving it your all if you're coming off the couch or from your bedroom to the couch. That's a success, and those are worth celebrating. So that's the way I see it. I am still here today because I subscribe to whatever I have to do to get through it, and so I'm still doing my best to eat well and exercising when I'm able, and forcing social contact because people with PTSD like to isolate themselves for a number of reasons, one of which being the noise and the daily runnings of life that are always perceived as a threat. So the best way to combat that is to do the opposite and just go do it, But again, knowing your tolerance is important within that, because your threshold is significantly a lot less than it was one time, and certainly is a lot less than other people's. So that's the thing you got to watch for. You got to purposely put yourself out there. I call it forced socialization, and when you know you've had enough, then you retreat, regroup, and go back at it again. And you do that with therapy and professional guidance and anything you can do to enhance your mood so that you can build resilience. And that goes back to the exercise and the diet and so on. Sleep is fundamentally important, and that's tough when you have PTSD. But so the whole book really is about a couple of things. One is that what you sometimes see as behavior, or what you see happens for a reason. So behavior always happens for a reason, is what I'm trying to say. And oftentimes when kids are young, we look at them through a punitive lens instead of a what's going on underneath kind of go beyond the surface to see what is actually happening. And in my case, I think that it was probably depression, as I was a very agitated and physically violent young kid. But really what I was chronically sad and preferred to isolate myself even back then. And then I wouldn't have known, of course. So the adults who were charged with my care and in the education system, and I suppose at that time, what else would they have done is to label me as a problem child. So it was a long time before I sought treatment. But as I aged, I sort of mellowed out, but became anxious as time went on, and more reclusive, even though I was social in bursts. So and then so it goes on. It starts in that area and then moves its way into my adulthood and my achievements and my ups and downs. So if that sounds like you at all, or someone you know, feel free to pick up The Road to Mental Wellness. It's $21.02 on Amazon.ca, or you can just go through the website at theroadtomentalwellness.com to purchase it. And of course, if you run into me somewheres, you're more than welcome to buy it from me. I don't really accept cash. I have means to take debit, so if you're looking to buy a copy, please get a hold of me at roadtomentalwellness@gmail.com, or through the Facebook page, which is the Road to Mental Wellness, or any other social media outlet that I'm on, which is just about all of them. So anyway, to wind it up, I just wanted to say once again thank you to all the people who have supported me right from the formation and creation of the book to the most recent buyer of The Road to Mental Wellness. I truly am humbled, and I'm glad that the book has the opportunity to help people, from my point of view, one person at a time. But because it's a book, it also has the opportunity to help many. And with your help, that can be possible. And so please, you don't have to take my word for it. It seems to be a good book by other people's standards. And if you really want to know more about the book, you can go to Amazon and read the reviews, but also you can read the first chapter as a preview, and on the road to mentalwellness.com you can read the first 2 chapters free. So with that said, I want to wish you all a great day, and continue to be safe in your journeys, and we'll stay in touch, and I'll be back very soon. Bye bye now.